live at 5 on YouTube. Good afternoon if it's afternoon. Good morning if it's good morning. Good evening if it's good evening. Very special stream today. My good friend, Mr. HD Flyer 767, has joined us. Many, many moons ago, I taught him how to fly the Airbus. And now, many moons later, with me with much grayer hair, he's going to reteach me how to fly the Airbus properly, right? So, welcome, HD Flyer. Itamar, how are you, bud?
Hey, good. Happy to be here.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. I don't know how many people will watch this, but we are live. Send the link out here. Uh, we'll get moving. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop in. I put a 55 off the blocks time, so I should probably adjust that and reload SimBrief. Let's see, actually 05, so let's go 1915 off the blocks if we're ready before that, obviously. So we are going Atlanta to DC to Atlanta, Charlotte Bird, Phoenix. Right. I gotta reload GSX SimBrief. Pain in the ass. SimBrief, okay. All right, so importing the flight, coming into the cockpit. The load sheet just printed off the printer, so I start the cockpit preparation, and you just check me anytime I'm not doing something right. All right, coming up the overhead, IRSs are aligned. This is a transit flight coming down. Captain only for that. Ground control goes to auto. Test the CVR. You test and erase, or just the test?
Yeah, taste and test and erase. Some people just erase it.
Yeah.
A lot of captains erase it.
Yeah, they don't want anybody hearing what's going on up front.
Yeah.
Crew supplies on. That's good. Come on over here. The first, I use FS2 crew, so the first officer's already prepping. He's already done the APU fire test, so I'm going to go up here, fire test now. I got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, 6 lights on number 1. Did I do that the right way?
Yeah.
6 lights on number 1. Coming up number 2. Okay, that's 3, 4, 5, 6 lights. That's tested correctly. Coming back down, we need to start the loading process. I'll start that around, because that would be happening around us anyways, right?
Now, usually you would just do, like loading the plane, yes.
What is it? You would do.
Yeah, loading the plane, yes.
I'm gonna turn the volume up over here. Hold on a second. Let's see. Output. There we go. How about now? So they would like, you're doing this stuff before they come in, and like I just called the fuel. Fuel's gonna come over. I'm gonna actually put these down to about 11 o'clock. Even though it's PCA right now. Fault. That's normal. Normal there. Seatbelts are off because we got a refuel. No smoking goes to on. Emergency lights armed. So they're going to fuel and cater it. Probably just put this right in the middle. That's on data for A cars. Coming down. Cargo smoke test.
You're going to be in bed?
Yeah, I'm going to pop on a VATSIM now. Well, that's not good. That's stuck. All right, cleared. Clear the master warning. So that's tested. That's tested. So there's nothing failed. All right, that was going nuts. I got a pre-file too. I don't like this new VATSIM pre-file thing.
I like it. It's easier with simple.
I usually do it from SimBrief or Volanta. TCAS, CPDLC.
What's your call sign?
926, Delta 926.
Okay.
I have no idea what time that flight actually leaves. And I'm on Bravo 17. Stable channel, version. No, we can wait for that. Oh, I'm forced to do that? Oh, I'm forced to update vPilot. Do you ever notice in Microsoft Flight Simulator that the QNH is usually like 1 above what it should be?
Not really.
So like if I come down here and go to the weather, right?
Yeah.
And it's not quite the top of the hour. So it's gusty winds out of here, but it says 2990, right? So
Yeah.
if I hit the B key, it actually goes to 2991.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've noticed that as of late. All right, connecting to VATSIM. We are DL926. Cell call is Juliet Papa Mike Romeo. Auto ATC is it giving me a squawk? 6572 is a squawk. So put down what I did forget to do. So it's 6572. It's in there. I've noticed they're usually on TARA like the whole time. So coming down, gear levers down, thrust levers are idle, engines are off, flaps are up, spoilers are disarmed. I guess we can unlock the cockpit door and listen out the back here. Get rid of that. That's a couple extra frames. Want to be listening for that. Right. And coming across the FCU, my brightness is good. All this is good. Parameters set. I usually dial in 101 to know that I haven't done the speeds yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But flight direct is off. Everything's off up here. Check the ECAM status. It's just Cat 2 because we're on the ground, no engines. Why do they always close the damn door when they go to board? It's very strange. That happens. It's like a GSX thing. All right, so now it's program the box time, right? Did I miss anything on the quick, receiving check?
Well, so we'd actually be on standby for the transponder,
Okay.
and you'd be in above, and then you can actually be in just transponding and not TARA.
So the transponder would be on mode C, right?
Yeah.
So hold on, let me get over here. So
And actually, so I keep forgetting what JetBlue did, but at my current place, everything's in standby. When we pop the push, that's when we put it on.
Okay.
So,
like I've walked into a JetBlue flight deck and it was showing all the traffic. You know what I mean? Like every time I've been in there, it would show GPS primary all the traffic.
yeah. Okay. Well then, yeah. Yeah. Right.
So that, and I also do that so I don't forget on VATSIM. Did I miss anything else?
No, I think that's good.
All right, so into the ATSU, flight init. The load sheet already did come through. Load sheet is going on to the thrust levers. So no alternate, 123 in the air. Now I go to data. AC status, which it should have been on when I walked in the door, right? Nav database is good. No idle at perf. Software status X load. So diaphrifs, data init. So I'm going to pull down the route.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Delta Flight. As you're getting settled, please be aware that all carry-on items must be stored beneath the seat in front of you or placed in an overhead storage compartment. If at this time your articles are too large to fit or you're experiencing difficulty with your carry-on item, please contact one of your flight attendants. We will try and help you with it or have it checked to your destination for you.
So it's up to
If you are seated in a seat that does not have a seat in front of you, all your carry-on items must be placed in an overhead storage compartment. And if you are seated at an exit row seat, please review the information in the flight safe exit row seating.
-54.
And if after reviewing this information you prefer not to sit at an exit row seat, please identify yourself to one of our flight attendants, and we will be happy to reseat you.
So Delta 926.
For your safety, laptop computers cannot be stored in the seat pocket in front of you. And if you are using any mobile phones,
I don't know. Did you guys do this like as you were building it, or did you do it afterwards to step through?
So I just did a full front page.
As we will be departing shortly,
and then go step through it, right?
Securing the cabin
And then
for
I go to
departure.
the next page, put in my preliminary weights.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. So departure. So we're off runway 1 today. It's going to be the clutch 3 to flask, insert, and then looking at the route. So departure to clutch, team's flask, right? And then we're joining the Aussie arrival for 26 right because we're Delta and we're special and they'll never send us to a far runway to taxi. ILS 26 right, currently off the Aussie 1 from Flask. And the approach is Zello or Haynes. Haynes connects, but they'll Atlanta always gives visuals for some reason, right? Now,
Yeah,
when you do, all right, so my route's in there now, right?
Yeah.
You know what? We can turn this off because I'm trying to pay attention. So, coming down. So, just making sure it shouldn't have any discos. Yep. And then, so do you go to RadNavs now, or do you step the route first?
Step the route. You mean
Like verify the route. So
yeah, you can verify about the route.
So we got.
Depends on the diaphragm thing is like, yeah,
It's what?
it's a suggestion. Diaphragms.
That's an old thing. I gotta turn the volume up on you.
It's a suggestion. It's like that's how they teach you to do it in the sim.
Yeah.
But in real life in the airplane, as long as you get everything done, you're good to go.
Right. So you don't actually have to do it diaphragms.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough. Now I see that we are fueled to our block fuel of 15.2. Right. So I'm gonna come down here. Check. We got 15.2 in the tanks. It's balanced. Pumps coming on. Pumps are in the green. Back to the doors page and seatbelts on. Right. Back to the box. RadNavs. So I'm gonna set. I am actually gonna keep Baltimore on this because that's what I'm gonna plan on for. Actually, maybe Dulles, to be honest, if we're going out the river. Actually, what I wrote about through DCA because we're going to be too heavy to come back. I think. Want a long runway, so if something happens for some reason on takeoff, and when we get to the second, so this is usually I pull the wind data right here, and then init B, which is preliminary weights.
Yep.
So 150.0 for the zero fuel weight. Mac zero fuel is 26.6 currently. And the block fuel is 15.2. Going over to the release. Let that calculate. So coming to the release. We're showing 9.04, 1 hour 23 minutes. This is showing 8.7 for 121, so it's within limits. There's no route reserve here, no alternate. Finals a 45-minute final of 3.9, which I think is too much for this. It's going to
Good
show like
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
53
Welcome
minutes.
aboard
It's supposed
Delta
to be
flight. As you're
45.
getting settled, please be aware that all
And then
carry-on items must be
supposed to have
stored beneath the seat
1.6
in front of
extra.
you or placed in an
So
overhead
in the
storage
extra we got
compartment.
that. All right,
If at
now
this time your
performance.
articles are too large to fit or you're experiencing difficulty with
I
your
tried to turn
carry-on
her off.
item,
Sorry about that,
please
bro. So it's
contact
going
one
to
of
be
your flight attendants. We will
164.6
try and help you
optimum.
with it
Don't
or
need
have
the
it checked
anti-ice.
to
It's
your
warm enough out.
destination for you.
2990.
If you are seated in a
Calculating.
seat that does not have a seat in front of you,
So that's
all your
a
carry-on
low flex,
items
right?
must be placed in an overhead storage
Yeah.
compartment. And if
Would
you
it be
are
better to
seated
do
at an
flap 3
exit
toga?
row seat,
Oh, so it
please
thinks we're going
review the
33. That's
information in
why.
the
I'm like,
flight
wait a minute.
aid,
That's probably not
exit row
authorized.
seating.
Hey, that's a little better.
And if after reviewing this
Should
information
verify my
you
runways first.
prefer
So
not to sit
runway
at an
1,
exit row seat, please
patch
identify
on
yourself to one of our flight
164.6.
attendants and
2
we
up
will be
6.
happy to reseat
And
you.
JetBlue did they uplink that to the box for
For
you
your
guys, or they
safety,
give you like a
laptop
printout?
computers cannot be stored in the
Yeah,
seat
we
pocket in front of
upload
you.
it and we print.
And if you are using any mobile phones or other electronic devices, please begin
34,
turning them
36,
to the off
37.
position.
Flaps 2 up 0.6. Flexing
As we will
48.
be departing shortly, flight
And
attendants,
then the
please begin
secondary,
securing the cabin
I'm going to
for
copy the
departure.
active, take a quick look at the chart. see. So the clutch 3 takes us up over, you know, it'll get over by Dulles, and I think, and this is, I guess now's a good time as any to do the briefing, right? So I actually have to do my thing here. Config 2, yeah, it's going to be reduced to 48 degrees. What's the 1010 is the Excel altitude. It's 26.0. Save changes. So for the secondary, if something happens on takeoff, take it in the air and plan on going to Dulles. And I'm just going to grab the Dulles weather real quick. Which is Dulles' landing runway is 1 right, 1 center, 1 left. So I'm going to do, I copied the active. So up there at RG3, or shortly after RG3, I want to Kukli, because that's about the time you're passing Dulles. I'm going to laterally revise, punch in IAD, because it's got much longer runways to come back to. And then whatever the longest runway is, 1 right. And no star. And then what I'm going to do is look. Yeah, see, we can come right down onto a downwind for that. So no via. Is that the right choice, you think?
Yeah, we always do no star, no via.
What is it? Yeah, no star, no via. Just get it back in there is the idea, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to fire the APU now, which I guess the first officer does, or how does that work for you? How did it work? Do you remember how it worked at the old place, and do you know how it works at the new? How does it work at the new place?
At both places, it was anybody.
Anybody just get in there, fire it up.
If it was too warm, we just fire it up. Some airports have restrictions, like most of Europe or South America.
Yeah, they won't let you. They don't for the emission standard.
Yeah, it's up to 30 minutes apart.
All right. So
Back to your secondary, you go to perf for that?
no, I didn't.
Yeah, so you can go to secondary perf, and then what we do is we put in our arrival information, just the weather.
For so put in the weather for Dulles just in case, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool. See, this is why I wanted to do this with you, Edamar, because I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the stuff. This is the little stuff. So 3:30 at 16. It's gusty today. 16 gust and 24. Temp 17. 2991. So we wouldn't have to change anything there. Boarding's completed. And then for 1 right.
At this time, the boarding door has been closed for departure. All overhead bins must be closed, and all passengers seated in order for us to move the aircraft. We appreciate that. Couple reminders: anytime the fasten seatbelt sign is on today, please remain seated. That's for your safety and our fellow passengers and crew members.
Nice.
The captain has
All
asked
right,
your
so
flight
that's good
crew
to
to
go
remain
in
seated
case we need to land,
until he lets
right?
us know it's safe for us to begin
Right.
our service to
I
be up
always
in
pop
the
back
aisle.
on the
So please
perf,
remain
and then I
seated
put
as we
flight plan
climb
on
out
the
of
other
today.
side.
Also, the use of cellular
No,
networks is not permitted. No
Just a
FaceTiming or
DCA
calls on our flight today.
thing.
Free
Some
text
airports like
messaging
San
is
Francisco
available after we reach 10,000 feet.
up
I'll make
to
an
one.
announcement at that time.
And most of Europe, they do a thing called NADP-1. You heard about these?
I have, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that DCA is in NADP-1 airport. And I looked it up.
So it's 1,000 feet?
Well, so it would be 1,500 is throttle reduction, 3,000 of acceleration.
Okay.
And it's still the same.
So we're going to change this 1,500.
So if it's 10 feet above, I'll do 1510 and then
1510. 1510 and then 3010.
Yeah.
All right. NADP 1. And then 2 is the more standard 1,000, right?
In the United States, and for us, it's 800 feet at like an airline.
Okay. That's early, huh?
Not really. I mean, 400 you can start at turn, 800 you start accelerating.
Okay, fair enough. Follow, sure. Yes. go. All right, so the box is good to go. And then I would say ready for the departure briefing, right?
Yeah, I also look at the perf on the client page.
To check the speeds.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so like the cruise and the descent, and if it's the cost index, we usually leave it, but like the descent is where it becomes. sort of the issue.
0.79, so like 310.
Well, so that's the thing. It depends on the arrival. So like some arrivals have like a condition that says maintain 280,
Yep.
but
Looking
well,
at the,
we can.
looking at the Aussie, there's actually no speeds on it. Actually, Atlanta likes you to keep it up, but if you're landing west, Aussie's going to be 12,250 for us.
Yeah, and the plane will do that on its own. So you can just leave it as it is in the cost index speeds, or
Okay.
you know, a lot of people like even numbers.
Yeah. Well, right now it's showing manage 140, and that's probably because I don't have the flight directors on. One last thing. So fuel is checked. Hydraulic. This is the FHEPD. Hydraulics. We got fluids. Engine. We've got fluids. And then pressure. Just leaving it, auto elevation and the outflow valves open. And then back to the doors. I was also taught that at one point.
Yeah.
Check that. All right. So departure briefing. You want to do the honors?
At the departure briefing.
Yeah, hold on. Let me tell FS2 crew what I needed to do. Are you ready for the departure briefing? Actually, let me run I gotta run final numbers for takeoff. Finalized load sheet just came out. I got my ACARS printer. So it's actually, so we went up a little bit, but the MAC tower is still the same. Let's see. Forgot to send you the link. No. So you go back in, put your numbers in, right? So it's 150.1 slash 26.6, so that's correct. 15,223, it's good to go. That's good. And right, now ready to go. So I'm looking at the chart. I should probably pull the taxi chart first, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the captain has his own briefing, and then have their own.
Kind of ask any questions, something like that.
Well, so the captain briefing would be something like, okay, we're going to be, whatever airplane we're on, we're going to try and take the state. So kind of, I'll be pilot flying, we'll be kind of condition with what to worry about. No safety concerns. Like, we're going to be taxiing over this alleyway with ramp. We're going to have no hot, well, it looks like a few hot spots. We're going to be crossing runway 4 at Juliet, most likely, and the runway 1. Probably going to go out on 2-engine taxi. So we'll just start a boat as we push back. And as we're in the straightaway, we'll take off that.
Okay.
DC traffic Delta 1454 taxiing runway 1.
Holy crap, that was loud. Was that as loud in my ears as it was yours? Plus, we're supposed to be on CTAF here.
I still got my flex loading.
Let's see something in it. And so we're on the clutch 3, runway 1. It's climb 007, intercept course 331 to Rev D. Cross Rev D at or above 1500, matter below 220 on track 310 to Beeble, 340 to RG3, 292 to Kookley, 226 to Brutal.
Yeah, what's the can you go back to the page?
Verify the perf.
Yeah, just no, the page you're on right now, but just 2 minutes.
Okay.
So our clean speed is 2 knots higher than
the minimum speed. So we're gonna leave flap 1 out.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at 1, or we'll let it flex.
Auto retract.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you want, this is how I would do the briefing.
All right.
So I'd say departure clearance looks like we're cleared from DCA to Atlanta via the clutch 3 departure. Then that's cloud coming in 5,000. The weather is good out of DCA. Looks like winds 2015 slight cross cloud up there. The takeoff looks like we're going to be departing runway 1 full length. It's going to be a flex 2 B-rated takeoff, X1, N80P1. So at 1,500 feet, we'll start accelerating. And at, 1,500 feet, we'll do a climb reduction, thrust reduction to climb. And at 2,010 feet, we'll start accelerating. If we lose an engine, there is a special engine out procedure out of here. The engine out procedure states, looking at that here. Yeah, by the way, I was right. It is an 8. Fly the assigned SID and ensure noise abatement in the area. 6. Build a 1 nautical mile wing around Fixopia fixed page and ensure the track is south of that fixed wing. So we're gonna have to build that fix.
All right. So what's the fix? You're looking at better charts than I am, aren't you?
Yeah. Another company page. So
what was it? Rev key?
Sylvia, Papa Lima, Victor, Via Alpha.
So building a 1 mile fix off of Papa Lima.
Yeah. Victor.
Victor.
Via Alpha.
1 mile.
Yeah.
All right. Let's check it out. Where is that fix? Okay. That's the stay the hell away from that area, right?
Yeah. And then you can also go to create another fix for DCA.
Okay. Just DCA VOR or the runway?
Just DCA VOR. And then the radio will be 342.
DC traffic Delta 1454 taking off runway 1. DC traffic.
Jesus, dude, how's your mic? Is that hot for you, Itamar?
Well, I'm not listening to him right now.
Oh, I'm on Unicom, so he's on Unicom. What am I looking for? Settings. So 1 second.
342 radio.
It's very strange that I can't turn down. Oh, well, let's try that. The rate, that's the one thing that doesn't work on the Phoenix right now. Which is 342, 342, right?
Yeah. 342.
Is there a
Then
distance?
make it like 328, no distance.
328?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yep.
All right.
That.
So we need to stay to the west of that 342.
Yeah. We got to just stay to the left. Well, so we got to stay to the west. We got to stay to the north of 328 and to the south of 342.
Okay.
Anyways, if
So
there's
right,
an
like
engine,
so it built. So that's basically that's your corridor, right?
correct.
Okay.
So we follow the RNAV SID, but we follow the RNAV LNAV guidance.
Yep.
But we'll just avoid that area.
Okay.
Once we hit 810 feet, we'll go to vertical speed 0, Airbus. So we hit green dot, and we will clean it up until we hit green dot. Then we'll open up the full.
All right. So 800 feet vertical speed mode.
Yeah, 800 feet. So we climb at V2 plus 15, you know, the normal climb.
Yeah. Yep.
Till 810 feet and we lose an engine while following the lateral guidance.
Yeah.
And then at 810 feet, we'll be ask for vertical speed 0. We'll start accelerating.
Yep.
We'll tweak the flaps. We'll go flaps 1, flap 0. Then we'll, once we hit green dot, pull the altitude to climb 5,000 feet. Green dot.
So if we lose an engine, 800 feet, vertical speed it, and we do have engine out axle at 810.
Yeah.
So push vertical speed, level off, right? Get the speed up, get the airplane cleaned up, follow the lateral guidance. Once we hit green dot and get the plane cleaned up, then we can pull for 5,000.
Right.
All right. All right, no questions there.
After that, top altitude, so back on the SID, we got the hard edge at max 2 coming up. So the only reason I'm putting this on my normally bit above, but it's going to be a quick good.
We should surpass it before, I would assume, right?
Right. By the way, what gate are you at right now?
I'm at 17. Yeah, Bravo 17.
And then after that, we'll just climb up almost 5,000 feet. No other restriction, no nodes, no that. Convention altitude 18,000. I'll be in terrain mode on my ND. There's no bad weather here. And if we have to go somewhere else, Dallas, I would fly.
I wish they had it. I guess they have a thing where you can share controls, but it's one of those GitHub things, and I usually stay away from those.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a GitHub situation.
Okay.
All right, flight directors. All right, so I have to ask this guy because he actually pushes buttons and stuff. Any questions? No. Are you ready for the departure briefing? Any questions? All right, flight directors are on. I got before start checklist. Before start checklist. Set. Set. Flexing 48 degrees. Just turn him down. Flexing 48 degrees. Before start checklist. Cancel checklist. Before start checklist. Set. Flexing 48 degrees. Closed. Is on. On. Forgot to disconnect the ground power. Did you spawn in on VATSIM?
Not yet. Right.
6 hours free. Let's put departure. 19-1, right? CTAF. This VATSIM CTAF thing drives me nuts. Yeah, 19. Oh, Christ. I hate that you have to go. I hate the kilohertz spacing. It takes a while on your radios too, right? DC traffic, Delta 926, pushing off Bravo 17 to spot 1. Okay, off the blocks. at 19. Oh, we're gonna have to send a delay. All right. Starting engine 1. I know in Europe they do it a lot faster, or a lot. They do 2 then 1, but I know Big Blue does it 1 then 2. I should have hacked the clock to make sure it doesn't hang on a start, right?
Yeah.
And then you told me before, as soon as
At this
the
time, in
bleed
just a
shuts,
few
we're good
moments,
to
we'll
go,
be
right?
showing you the safety
Yeah,
video.
starting the other.
Once the video has concluded, we'll be the
I used to not use FS2 Crew, and once I started using it, oh man, that was it for me.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't like that stuff doing it.
starting engine 2. A little PTU.
And the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So before we depart, please pay attention to this important message.
Phoenix is
Stow
so
all
good at
carry-on
what they do.
items securely in an
Wait, give me like
Brake set. What'd you say? Give you what? Oh, there you are. I once pushed off a 24, and there was a 5.7 where you're at, and literally, dude, they busted a tow bar coming off there.
oh real life.
Yep, and we sat for like another 40 minutes. All right, that's number 2 stabilized. All right, so coming back here, he's going to do his after start flow, which is when I put the ignition, he does the flaps. All right, but we're waiting on this. Signals on the right. You usually see them walking out from underneath with the pin. Ah, there she is. All right, pins on the right. Okay. Flaps coming at 2. Gonna neutralize the rudder trim. Come up top. Packs on. We don't need the APU anymore. Now I know this, they changed, so FS2 Crew changed the checklist, right? It used to be very, very similar to JetBlue. How I know their checklist is with, some small modifications. But now it's a lot different. Do you want me to slide up to spot to the top of the alley?
Sure, yeah, you
All right. Brake check. Brake check. After start checklist. Off, not required. Off. Checked. 26% set. Points. Neutral. Neutral. Flight control check. DC traffic, Delta 926, coming to the top of the alley out of the Bravo gates, Bravo Charlie alley. CFMs take a little bit
Check.
more to get going,
Please
huh?
let us know if you have any questions.
yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's because of the way the exhaust, it doesn't have the exhaust mixer on the back. Oh, I don't want to catch a sharklet here. Am I gonna? Oh, it's tight in here, huh? Clear on the left. Can you safely push now, or do I need to slide up some more?
Yeah.
All right, let me know when you're ready. I will be right back. I'm gonna hit the head right before we go. I should have done that before the start checklist. That should have been part. No, cancel checklist.
Rated traffic marking
Cancel checklist.
203, 11 mile final, runway 1 rated.
Bring traffic at Delta 926. We'll hold on top of the alleyway for follow-on flight. Why don't we have sim sounds over here? So apparently the stream doesn't have any sim sounds. Hit it, Mark. So I'm gonna bump into the menu real quick. General options. Get sound on this thing. Sound. This one. We have sim sounds over here. Let's see. Let's try that. No? How about now? Ever since I started streaming with the cap card. Still nothing. Okay. Since I started streaming. Still nothing. 60 next speakers. That should be it. I got sound. What's going on down here? Input, huh? Ah, now we get sounds. Oopsie. All right, that's good. There's a GSE guy. There's a ground service guy underneath you there. Underneath your plane. I'm gonna reset the flaps because every time I go in the menu, it resets the damn flaps. All right. Looking forward to some of this new software too from Takeoff Config. Let me know when you are good to go, sir.
American 203, clear runway 1. Cricket.
Don't tell me I can't hear you now. No, we're still here.
You can hear me, right?
Yep, I can hear you. You're wicked low, but I think it's because of the way I got the audio routed. Let's see. Video. Try again.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, god damn. I got the output volume like all the way up. I can hear you, but you're low.
Maybe it's me. Hold on, let me see.
And I'm checking the stream now. I think we got. Mute on task switch? Try again. Just lost it again. It's this Elgato thing, man. No. You that?
Yeah.
I got you now.
Better?
Yeah. Go. Okay. Why was that doing that? Advanced audio properties. Mm-hmm. I got you. Yeah, that's where that is. PC. There we go. I want to hear this over here. And it's still not doing it. What just popped up? Message? No. I heard the Discord thing pop up. Yeah, it's not outputting. So I need to output to the HD60X. So, escape. This worked last week. This is what happens when I go on a business trip. Yeah, see? So now I can't hear the damn thing. So it's speakers. No sound capture. Now there's no friggin' let's see. That's working over there. As long as we can hear you. Get rid of that. So I'm gonna get rid of the sound for a second. Let's see. So I'm gonna trash that. Get a new one. The cap card is plugged in. I'm gonna go audio input capture. Bear with us, folks. Huh. HD60X. Well, I'm gonna do this, and then, well, not control this. So, this folks, default. I don't know why. It's got to be because I got Discord open. Still not doing anything. I get a friggin' wire and plug it in. Are you ready to push?
Well,
Are you just about ready to push?
yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yep.
Yeah, I'm already ready.
I'm gonna try popping this Discord stream off for a second. Aha! I think I got it. And then... Also share application. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Cancel that. Now... This is the problem. But it's still not outputting anything. Off. Turn on. I should be getting something on this, on the stream. Capture device utility. HDMI auto. Check automatically for updates. Yep, HD60X. It's very strange that that would do that. Just let me know when you're ready to taxi. Oh, you're taxiing. All right, so taxi light on. Taxi lights on. DC traffic, it's Delta 926 taxi on the runway 1 Juliet. Cross runway 04. All the way down a little bit. Just let me know when you're ready to taxi. Oh, you're taxiing. Taxi light. All right, so what would the normal taxi checklist be like? Even though I have no sim audio right now, I'll work on that later.
For us, we have a
Say that again?
for us.
So I can hear you, but on the stream, like on my YouTube channel, currently there is no simulator sound. And I thought it was because I was streaming via Discord. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, that's 19. Whoop, I was on Juliet. I feel like there's more grass here than the airport actually has. Or more, less grass. Like, I feel like this is a grass area right here sometimes. But Druzicki hasn't updated in forever. So what would the normal, like, normal taxi checklist be?
So it would be like, okay, wait. Take up gross weight. Weight it. Hold it. Check box.
Now you're coming in messed up now. God damn it. I have no idea what I'm gonna change now. So this is the FS2 crew list. Taxi checklist. Clear left side. Oh, dude, now it lost me. Gotta restart the voice. DC traffic, Delta 926, cross runway 4. Taxi checklist. Checked. Config 2. On and auto. Normal. Takeoff, no glue. No more than 40% N1 for taxi, right?
Correct. Real life, you barely.
You barely need it. Are you using push to talk? Or voice activation? Because if you're using PTT, you're coming in busted. And then the final before takeoff checklist is the cabin's ready. Cabin secured for takeoff. Nothing on the arrival. DC traffic, Delta 926 going to be departing runway 1 on the clutch. So I'm coming all the way down using this room because we have an A321. And then lineup checklist. Lineup checklist. 01 confirmed.
Can you hear me better now?
Oh, much better.
Okay.
TARA. On. I don't know why. It's still not doing, so they can't hear us this sim, so they won't be able to hear the CFMs. All right, so JetBlue, I know, is captain's lights, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's what I've gone back to.
Yeah.
Wow, this thing takes a lot of oomph to move. Terrain. Try to remember that the nose wheel's behind me. Decent lineup. So the wind's 330. I can't even hear my RAS.
Which this Delta doesn't have RES, and neither JetBlue or my current airline.
Really?
Yeah. I think only Alaska has it, maybe? I forgot.
Runway awareness. Okay. Feet. Runway awareness. Okay.
Well, we got
Feet.
RAS. All right, spool them up 50. So I tell you, ready? Tell my first officer. Ready? Take off. Stabilized. Man, flex 48, SRS runway, auto thrust blue, master caution. Levers into flex. There it is. 80 thrust set. Checks. Just let it fly off, right? Get the nose up, let it fly off.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, that wind. Gear up. Nav. Thrust climb. SRS. Auto thrust. Climb blue, 5,000 blue. Climb. Simulate departure, giving us, let's say 4,000. I think it's 11 in DC. F speed. Flap 1. Flaps 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, I'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you, and welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution in opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff.
I think we finally got sound on it.
Now recent altitude grid safe to use approved electronic
Flap
devices.
0.
And a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you.
Taxis and turns.
On today's flight in the economy cabin, it will be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh meats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta
DC
Comfort Plus
traffic,
passengers,
Delta
as well as
926
available for
climbing
purchase
through
for the
5,300
cabin.
for all the way up now, flight level
A complete listing of
360.
available beverages,
Overhead
as well as of our
RG3.
fresh meats items can be found in the menus in your seat pocket.
Final call DC, going to Unicom.
Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card,
Pitching for 250
save
now.
50%
about
and earn
9.5.
double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, HC is equipped
Now,
with
how
your own
much-
personal entertainment system.
Question,
On it, you can
like, a lot
do
of
a
people
selection
ask
of
me, right?
complimentary as well as
Because I'm
on-demand
the
TV
fucking
shows, movies,
encyclopedia,
and music.
right? How quick do you get the autopilot on?
You will find that
Like,
the
when
screen
my friend flew us
will work
back
best
on
with just a
JetBlue
light
on the
tap of your
Neo,
fingertip.
right? He clicked it
Feel
off
free
at
to use your own
8,000 feet and
headsets.
hand flew it down.
Otherwise, if
Because
you
you
do
can
need a
hear it on a
headset,
21. You know, if
just
you're
let
in
a
the
flight
front
attendant know
cabin
the
of a
RUR is
21.
complimentary
Hi,
for this
Blue.
and any
Speaking
future
of things
Delta
that are blue.
flights.
Hi, Bubba. Who's a good boy? Like I just kicked mine on. I probably would have normally flown to 10,000, but like how often do you guys like how much hand flying do you do?
I do a lot of hand flying personally, so especially going up, I hand fly up to 18,000 feet. Especially at my airline, the pilot flying cannot touch the box below 18,000.
Okay.
So there's no reason for me not to hand fly because I can't do anything anyway.
Yeah,
So I
you're
can't
not supposed to
touch
do anything
anything.
else. Now, I know at U.S. Airways, old school U.S. Airways, like Sully U.S. Airways, right?
Yeah.
They had so the pilot monitoring, all right, 10,000 feet. Okay, hold on, landing and wing comes off. Give him a ding in the back.
By the way, I don't know if you did it, but the strobe is on the runway. Did you do that?
Yeah, always.
And then yeah. No.
Do you put it back to auto?
Some guys put it back to auto when they took the lights off.
Okay.
I don't know why, but
Well, if it's this that switch is a weight on wheel switch.
right.
Climbing out, gonna set. How do you set your EFIS? Airport?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Once I'm done with the constraints.
Yeah, we have one more constraint, I think, but we're gonna beat that by a mile. Yeah, it's Butters it. Can't see Butters. Yeah, Butters above 3, but we're well above that, obviously. Seatbelts at 18.
Uh, most of the time, actually, seatbelt is top of climb in the U.S.
Oh,
I don't know why, but
I've seen it. I've seen it all kinds of different ways, actually. I've seen it top of
yeah,
climb. I've seen it 18.
depends how panicky the captain gets.
I still can't figure out why there's no sim auto because it's all routed that way. That's very strange. Let me know when you get to 18,000. I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee, and then I'd like to just go back and talk about how back in the day I taught you how to fly the Airbus, and now you fly it, and kind of like your career path and stuff like that. We don't necessarily
Okay.
need sim auto for that. Is that all right with you? I mean, obviously, we don't
Yeah.
have to talk about other than, and I'm doing the quote marks, major airlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I remember they were like, dude, what's Idamar doing? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, can you help him out, Ross? Like he sent screenshots of his FMA, and like they don't know what he's doing. Like the kid's good. He don't want to hire him for staff, but then like he's got to be able to fly the plane. Like so, I can't remember some having on VATS. It was funny as shit. All
Yeah.
them many moons ago. All those many moons ago. And I'm like, dude, you got to read the manual. RTFM.
Yeah. I remember those days. The
Oh,
Wilco manual.
yeah. Actually, I still have right here. I still have right here how I really learned the Airbus. I'll show it on the screen. The Captain Mike Ray, who was a United Airlines Airbus captain, he wrote a bunch of simulator books, right? Hello, sir. Right? All the phases. This is my jam right here. Like this is how I learned Airbus. Ground school, the whole smash, man. It was, and even though the Wilco was shitty, you know what I mean? For what it was good for us back in the day.
Yeah.
Do you set standard when they clear you to an altitude, or always at 18?
Always at 18. Always at the transition.
Always at the transition.
Unless you're in some places in Europe when they descend you, like in England, if they descend us lower.
Okay, let's see. Checks. Seatbelts off. All right. So would you say so in England, a lot of times I know they do a in England a lot of times I know they do like, descend to on the QNH, right?
Yeah.
So like when they say that to you, that's what you would set it then because you're descending to that altitude on that then they want you on that QNH, right?
Yeah.
Let me grab a cup of coffee. You must be. Oh, I got you there on the TCAS. You are perfectly sequenced, about 7.5 miles back. Are you cruising at 36 as well?
32.
32. Oh, did you load it up more? What was your takeoff weight?
It's probably about the same as you. I could have done 36, optimal 36, but I saw in real life they're doing 32. I'm not.
For whatever
Maybe it's
reason.
for the rides. Let me check my iPad.
All right, I shall return. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee and I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'd like to figure out why the damn sim audio is not working. There we go. I'm back and I've got coffee. I would
Nice.
absolutely pass you some coffee as well if you were here. So
Yeah.
so run me through. So all right. Before we were friends on Facebook the whole time. I remember you getting your wings at the other place that flies Airbus 320s and 220s and something else that was made in Brazil.
Yeah.
But run me through like, all right, so I moved out of New York in 2012 to move home, and I disconnected from simulation. Didn't disconnect from aviation, obviously, but I disconnected from simulation. I was flying on friggin' infinite flight just to have a simulator at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So run me through, like, you were out the West Coast, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
Family still out there in NorCal, right? Or is it San Jose? San Jose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was at San Jose at the time.
Nice. I know you had some pretty good spotting pictures. You always had good spotting pictures.
Yeah. I went plane spotting at SFO a lot and went to high school over there and then worked at the ramp.
Oh, it's
Sky
Delta,
West.
right? Scab West?
Sky West.
Scab
Yeah.
West. Scab West.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It was fun. I liked working the ramp, but it was pretty short-lived. It was from February to December.
Yeah.
My parents were moving to Germany,
Oh, really?
so I had to find a yeah. So I had to find a place to live. So I went and lived in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Nice.
Went to school there at Utah Valley University.
Nice. That's where you went.
Yeah.
Did you do flying there as well, or how'd you? Because I know you were doing your private, like, run me through how you got your, licenses.
Yeah, I was doing my private slowly at San Jose, and then I was doing it slowly, kind of slowly paying out of pocket a little bit with my dad's help. Um, and then I got my private in 2016, and then I did my instrument in 2018. And then I was just slowly working on getting my hours for commercial. Nothing was really happening until COVID hit.
Yeah.
Then I found a flight school in Cleveland, Ohio, friends and I, for our flight connects with Delta. And then we ended up, within months, I finished my commercial, my multi, my CFI, CFII, MAI.
Nice.
Then I got a gig surveying. I did some surveying in a 182 for the summer,
That must have been pretty cool.
2020. Yeah, it was nice. I got a little gig also flying the 421 from Ohio to Florida, sometimes to Colorado.
Yeah.
And then the whole time I was messaging the pilot of the hiring director of Ameriflight.
Oh,
So
okay.
in February of 2021, I got hired at Ameriflight at Metroliner.
Metroliner. The Swearingen Metroliner?
Yeah,
No kidding. What was your favorite prop plane to fly?
to fly,
Yeah.
I really love flying the Beech 99.
Beach 99?
It's like an unpressurized King Air. Never
Yeah, yeah.
flown a King Air, but I imagine the King Air is like that. That was a fun plane.
How about currently? Like out of the jets you've flown, the heavy metal that you've flown, what do you like best now?
Now,
Well, not like today. I mean, we know you're flying 7576 family today, right? So you get
Yeah.
752, 753, 763, 764, right? Checks, 1,000
Yep.
of those. 350 for 360. So what? So you've flown Airbus and Boeing, both, right? But not 73, right?
not 7th-3, no.
Is that your most likely first captain seat? Would that be?
Probably, yeah.
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 Well,
Guessing so.
so what do you like better now that you've seen both philosophies, right? Flying wise, both philosophies. What are some of the differences and what do you like better? Like, I'm an Airbus guy, I always have been since Sully went in the river in front of us.
Yeah. For me, the Airbus just makes a lot more sense. Automation and stuff,
Yeah, the
I
the
the
way it's set up, right? Like the
Yeah.
logic behind it it's really brilliant, isn't it?
it is. It's a very slick airplane.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of, I feel like it's hard. You really got to know how to fly it and like the tricks of like
Yeah, if you know what
For
the
example,
plane's
the
doing.
321.
Yeah.
A
Mark
fully
out
like
those.
a fully loaded 321, slowing it down is very hard.
Yep.
You try to like pull the spoilers, and if you go more than half and you go to full, and you're anywhere close to like 250 knots,
Tiger
the
tail.
yellow, the yellow will come and chase you.
Yep.
And it's hard. So the trick to that is putting flaps 1, right? Once you're below the
As soon as you're
limitation
below,
speed,
yeah, so 235, I think it is.
235.
Yep.
Yeah, so once you're below 235, you can put flaps 1, then you can put full spoilers. But sometimes when you're a fully loaded 321 coming into land, you can't even go below flaps. You can't even reach flaps once. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've seen
Like-
it in the sim where I'm struggle bussing it.
Yeah, so what we do is we just turn the auto throttles off. We go to idle for a second, so the plane can't fight itself.
Yeah.
So we go to auto protection,
Yeah.
then it will kick on.
So
But we can
sometimes
go
in
in
the
the
21,
yellow.
sometimes, so you can go, so if I zoom in on my screen here, right, I'm not streaming to Discord, but if you got the stream up, right? So
Yeah.
green dot presently is about 235, which is flap 1 speed, right? It's about 233, I'd say. If I go into the, yeah, green dot is literally like right now, it's 235 for us, right?
Yeah.
Which is the exact flap extension speed, right? Now, I
Right.
know that people that fly yellow Airbus say, VFE next -10 is when you drop it, right?
Right.
But how do you do that when you're at green dot and it is VFE? You pop the auto throttle off?
Yeah, you can go to idle, pop it off, and then put flaps 1. That's some of the tricks that we have.
Nice.
And then like I said, then you can go full spoilers again and chase it.
Yeah.
Also with this airplane, once you go flaps 2, there's a lot of drag.
Oh yeah, big configuration change.
And-
So
Right.
I had originally, like, my side of the story, right? I was scared of flying. I loved flying, right? Don't get me wrong. I loved airplane. I've always loved airplanes, always loved flying. But I was scared of flying the noises. Like, I remember taking off out of Boston in a Delta L1011 one time, going down to Atlanta back in the day. And we got up to thrust reduction altitude, and you hear those Rolls-Royce RBs, right? Which you get to mess with on some of the 75s, right? You hear
Yeah.
those RBs go from to, and then you feel elevated down feeling. And I used to just white knuckle it, and I'd be like grabbing the armrests. Oh my God, what's happening? What's that noise? What's this? What's that? Right? But then again, Mike Ray's book over here, right? And learning, because back in those days, like when I was a kid, right, we had Flight Sim 95 and before that, right? Flight Sim 3, Flight Sim 95 was a big update. Dude, there was a book. You would get a manual. You bought the box in the store. You'd get a manual, and in the back were sectionals with VORs. So I used to have to plan my flights, like Boston to Atlanta, in a
Yeah.
767, which was it was the same cockpit as the default 737, right? Same cockpit as the default 737 with Brown, right? So you had two
Right.
throttles, two sets of engines, right? Back in the 95 days, right? And I would
Yeah.
sit in high school, right? And I would literally, like, with AAA maps, I'd be out there like, all right, there's a town right here. I wonder if there's a VOR. And then I search, like, South Boston, Virginia is a good example of the VOR, which we might be right by that right now if I fix it. South Boston, Virginia used to be one of the VORs to VOR waypoints that they would use. But I still, even though I was doing the flight simulator, like, that was just, full power all the time. Let's see. Let me see. Let me go 150 miles radius. So yeah, it's over the shoulder. South Boston, Virginia is coming up to the just slightly to the right of me, to the left of me rather.
Okay.
But that was one that I would use, and I would like write out the flight plans in my notebook. Like, all right, I need to take this heading from roughly this heading off this VOR and track it outbound till I can pick up the South Boston, Virginia one, till I can pick up the next one, till I can pick up Atlanta, and then when I get there, then I can land. It was pretty cool. I mean, like, But again, until I like really learned all the systems and stuff, I used to be scared of flying. But now, you know, my wife says it all the time, Itamar, right? Like we flew in 2014 before they had Fly-Fi down to Lauderdale for her. It was Christina's 40th birthday. Oh, I gotta send an ADC for 3 minutes. So it was Christina's birthday and her cousin's birthday are like a couple days apart.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So we flew down to Lauderdale and I had the charts out. It was the Faisal arrival into Lauderdale, right?
Yeah.
And let's see, ADC here. So we're coming down
What
the
was that ABC thing?
I got a 3 minute delay. I was supposed to be off blocks at 15.
Oh man, in real life we don't even respond to that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, my current airline we don't get harassed. But when I flew to Endeavor, they were like, state has a reason of delay. We're like, we never responded.
You just talked to the dispatch. I'm doing pretty good on the studying for the dispatch.
Even then, they know.
Yeah, they don't
it's usually
care.
what they do. Yeah.
So in my prog page, I'm gonna put KATL-26 right. And there's the report 6.2. Check it with the EFOB on this. Oh, that's charts, not the other one. I thought I put this in flight mode. Oopsie. Pilot brief. We're supposed to have 5.6, but I'm sure, like, I noticed, like you said, the big drag configuration change. So we're going down. I'll go back to the Faisal, right? That's the only time I've been nervous on an airplane since I learned how everything works, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we started down at MR. It was an A320. I think it was 600 series JetBlue, like six. It was either 565 or 15 or something like
Oh,
that.
the newer one.
Well, it had the old Recaro seats, the Weber seats, the big square ones.
Yeah, they have the new displays.
Yeah, yeah, new displays. Yep. So we start down, and we're off the coast coming in, and I'm expecting 8,000 at Faisal or whatever it was, right? We were at 38 because it was a pretty light flight, right? So we were at 38,000.
Yeah.
And bro, you know, I feel it. I'm like, okay, thrust idle descent. In my head, right? I'm doing it, right? Thrust idle descent. And the next thing you know, I'm looking out the wing. He starts popping spoilers, right? You know, some speed brake, right? Pops out some speed brake. Little more. Now, dude, we're elevator down. And I mean, we must have had like a almost 5-degree nose down angle. And then I see the boards come all the way out on an A320, which you know they can't if you're on autopilot. So now I'm in my head like, all right, well, he's hand flying. He's got the boards all the way out. We went from 38 to 16, right? In about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Averaged out to like 65. Like my ears hurt. Like the cabin was murmuring. Everybody was like, ooh, ooh. You know what I mean? Like you got the murmur. And when I grab the armrests, right? And my wife, she passes right out on the airplane, like literally passes out, right? And I gotta copy the active. I already cleared the radnavs. I did not clear the radnavs. Shame on me. So when I grabbed the armrest and I was like, oh dear, right? My wife went nuts. She's like, oh my God, I gotta call my mother. My husband's nervous on an airplane. We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
And they pulled out of it, dude. It was the most gnarly descent, but that was the only time I've been nervous since. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. And I couldn't figure out if they were playing with, like, rolling it up off the coast there to, VMO or something, or practicing something. The flight deck door was closed when we landed, so I was wondering if it was a, resolution advisory type thing. But that also, or Miami Center slam dunking you.
Yeah, a lot of it is centered. Like, hey, you need to get down now.
Yeah. Hey, you're at 38, but we need you at 16 by this waypoint, which, by the way, is only 20 miles in front of you.
Yeah, the worst is New York Center.
Is it? I thought Miami was the worst.
Maybe. No, I don't know. I rarely fly to Miami.
Yeah.
Never really did,
Yeah, not
did that
anymore,
route.
right?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes actually, I might, but even at JetBlue, I rarely flew.
Yeah.
In fact, I never flew to JetBlue. My first time going to Miami was from.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Now, what do you like better? I think I know the answer to this question, but out of the two you fly now, or the three, I guess, or there's four variants you fly now, right? 6'4",
Yeah.
6'4", 6'3", 5'2", 5'3", right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the best one? The 5'2"?
752.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's the
thing
most
is
forgiving. It can
yeah,
it can do like
best plane they ever
a
built.
D-rated takeoff, fully loaded. You know,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
and the rollers, can you do it fully loaded Pratt and rolls, or just Pratt, or just rolls?
Well, we don't have Pratts anymore.
Oh no,
I think I got rid of them all.
so
I
all
heard the Pratts were both. Anyways.
yeah, they weren't as good. I know that. Talking to mechanics as well.
Yeah, they're the oldest.
All right, we should probably
The
brief the
rolls are
arrival.
actually very.
Rolls are what?
The rolls are very efficient.
Yeah, 40,000 hours on the wing too.
Yeah.
40,000
Just
hours
curious.
on the wing.
Have you ever flown Oceanic in this airplane yet?
I did for
Or have you
across
ever
the
done
pond.
like you know about the constant Mach and stuff?
Yeah, but they never asked for that on the way over. But I know how to get it. Yep. So.
Well, it's not what they ask, it's what you file.
Oh, really?
You have to fly it, yeah, unless they give you resume normal speed.
Okay.
They have to say resume normal speed. If
No
not,
kidding.
you have to fly when they file. But you know how to program it on the plane,
Yep.
the Airbus?
Yep. So flight plan, vertical revision, constant Mach, and then it'll tell me start waypoint, right? End waypoint.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so that's what we do, and the water's flying, and then we'd have to do like 4 for the Prague.
What is it?
You go to Prague.
I'm in Prague. Yep. The
Then you
report
go
or the predictive GPS.
predictive on the bottom left.
Yeah.
So we put it for required. It says 2 right now, so we put 4. Perfect. Got it. Anytime you're over the ocean, put 4 miles. So it warns you if you lose GPS, basically.
So wait a minute. So I'm showing predictive GPS destination Atlanta ETA 2109, and it says primary -15, -10, -5 ETA, and it's all yes +5, +10, +15, and then it gives me an option for waypoint and deselecting satellites.
No, no. What I'm saying is, you just go click on Prague.
Oh, the bottom left, the required.
Yeah, yeah.
So I usually only do that when it's RNP, like an RNAV RNP.
Right. But and over the ocean, we have to put 4.
4 miles, right?
Yeah, so it warns us if we lose GPS.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, that's some of the stuff we do. And then there's also the lateral offset, which I was trying to mess around with, and for me, it's giving me an error. You can put R2, for example.
I did that, but the Phoenix messed up when I did that. It
Yeah,
did
they
not.
won't let
It
me
was
do it at
yeah. Well, it'll let you do it. Or let me do it. I took the 319 across the pond, the Air Canada charter one, the jets.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, I was
yeah,
max fuel. I was because remember that this 21, right,
yep,
is the 21 is the first one that they've done right with weights, like, or the
right.
modern version, right? The A320 still is a max takeoff of like 162 when you need another 9,000 pounds to get you to max landing. Like the max landing weight of this A321, which is 171.5, should be the max takeoff of the at least the JetBlue variants of the Phoenix. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because JetBlue's got a couple different variants. They do have a 162, but the zero fuel weight's off as well. You know what I mean?
right.
All right. So I just hit the top of the star, so I should probably brief the arrival, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So I will pull up the flask or Aussie rather, arrival via Flask, which we're on right now. We are arriving to 26. No, I got the wrong shot. I need the 26 right one. This is where you would say, hey, it's chart, you know, whatever. So it's 10-2B3, 17th of March 23, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, talk to me, Goose. What do we got?
Let's see. Let me just put this as well.
I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna actually grab the weather for Atlanta. We're arriving just when the weather's gonna change, but it's been gusty down there.
So we usually, before we do anything, we build it, we program it, you know, we get the information, the weather,
Okay.
and then we build it, and then we lesson.
All right. So I'm getting the METAR. Is there any ATC down that direction?
So they're doing visual 265, visual 275, visual.
DC Center never did call us, huh? He just came on, I think. Or he's just coming on. Let's see, yeah. Yeah, there's no ATC down there. All right. Let's see something here. All right, so got the weather. And they're on visuals to the west, right? So 26 right, 26 right, 27 left, 28.
Yeah.
ATIS is real world. ATIS is rival ATIS Lima. So 3006 on that. That's correct. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do the top hat now, right? So
Yeah.
all right. So the old Shul, Tidon, Wilson, Mahoney, Tej, G-Bake, Win, Aussie. And it's got us low at Aussie, so I'm going to do 12,000. Out constraint, 250 knots. Insert. Come back up. And then there's Aussie, 12,250. That's Cala at 9. Posey above 8. And then usually they break you off to join the arrival, you know, like, hey, break off and join, you know, descend to 4,000, join the localizer. So let's see. Decel.
Maybe, but with this, it links you right up.
Yeah, it
so
does.
It might just be.
Yeah. So fly it
If it's anything
regular.
like Denver. Yeah, if it's anything like Denver, you'll just get it all the way down.
Okay. Atlanta usually, because it's so busy, what they'll do is, I don't know if you can see this, but like after Aussie, right before Harry, they'll break you onto a heading and like they'll fan departures out, you know, or fan arrivals out. So they'll have one guy coming in to like intercept at Haynes, the next guy intercepts at Bamboo. You know what I mean? Like the late, you know, the last guy flies the actual procedure and the guy behind him joins outside of Zello. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a decel at Zello. How often did you guys fly actual decelerated approaches where you hit the decel waypoint and then trucked on down that way?
Never.
Never.
We never let it do it because ATC gives us speed.
Yeah.
Usually at 10,000, we pull the window
Mhm.
at 250 and then we activate the approach.
Yeah, that's my habit. As soon as they say something, right? As soon as they give me
Well, no,
anything, speed, anything like that, I'll pull and activate the approach phase.
Not necessarily for us because they could just say resume normal speed on the arrival. So then you've already activated the approach when you're way out there, and it's dangerous to activate the approach above 10,000. So
Yeah.
usually at 10,000, what we do is, or if we're done with the arrival, if the arrival has some speeds on there, like this one, for example. Well, this one doesn't have any, but
This one, 12 and 250.
yeah, just 12 to 50. But so like if we had like some 230s or 210s like in Denver, we wouldn't pull the window open until we're on the approach, and then we
Then activate it.
approach. But yeah, but usually at JetBlue at 10,000 feet, we'd open the window at 250, and then I would ask for you to activate the approach.
Nice. All right, so I got doing the top hat now, right? So the flight plan's good. Rad navs, I'm gonna put it in Atlanta, right? Which is Golf Sierra uniform. They changed it. GSU, and I'm gonna put the runway course in, assuming nothing goes crazy or all else fails, we can grab a VOR approach to a visual, right? Like that's the theory behind that, I assume.
We know what's no. Say that one more time.
So like I'm putting in my RadNav pages, the Atlanta VOR, right? On the front course, right? So that if I lose all the fancy gizmos, at the very least I can pop back to a VOR approach until I can see the runway type thing. Like, isn't that why you hard tune, or that would be a reason for hard tuning?
Hard tune is just essay, traditional awareness.
Okay.
I never do it personally.
All right.
That's just a me thing, though. I never do it.
All right. Progress page. I got Atlanta 26 right. The report says top of descents in 139 miles, and EFOB is now 6.3. Performance cost index 50. 0.79 316 is a managed descent. I might slash 310 that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to arrive just after the weather changes. Or I am, at least. You might have a chance to get the weather on the arrival, because we arrive at 09, or at least right now it says I'm arriving 2109. So the weather's just going to be changing in the sim. So
Right.
I put in these numbers, right?
Yeah.
3006, 320 at 8. So slight crosswind. Pretty standard for Atlanta. Phoenix, for some reason, has defaulted the transition flight level to 1 at 8.5. I don't know what happened there. And then temp is 17. And then we're planning a visual, but should I code the minimums in for this, for the ILS?
We always did.
Okay. So 26 right.
By the way, American does that as well, the 18.5.
Really?
The airplanes, yeah.
No shit.
It's so it starts flashing at them before they are at 18.
Oh, I see what you say. Yeah, if you're coming downhill in a hurry, right?
Yeah.
All right, 1190 on the barrel. So I got to do this. 1, 0. Save changes. Sector actions going to be that. Good weather threats is terrain. APU no auto land. Save changes. Are you ready for the approach briefing? Any questions? That just puts him into lower. Well, no, that's just my FS2 crew. We'll actually brief it now. So I'm going to do a landing performance now. So I got the top hat over to performance fuel prediction. So now I'm doing so we have 8.5, so it's going to be 2.2 currently. Gross weight's 158.6 minus 2.2. That's going to be 156.4. So landing 26 right. Refresh the METAR, apply the METAR, and then 156.4, which is not very heavy. All right, max reverse. So 26 right. Oh boy, I might need medium auto brakes. Take a look. Can you see this? I can. Let me try streaming it on Discord.
Or we should look right.
Let me see here. Live. Let's see. So brakes low, auto thrust on, flaps full at 156.4 is 8,458. That's the 1.15 factor distance.
Right.
It's required for 73.56. So should I do median?
I personally would still do low.
Still do low. It's gonna stop, right?
Yeah.
All right. Because it's gonna stop somewhere between here and here, right?
Right.
And I mean, you can always get on the max manual, right?
Well, and people got to remember this, that's the complete stop. Which you're never gonna do.
Yeah,
ever.
you're not going to do that. Like, we're going to plan to vacate, like,
At like 30 knots, and you're gonna,
yeah,
you know, you're gonna use full reverse. And our numbers in real life, we don't even compute full reverse
oh, really?
versus the counter. No.
So yeah, I'm
Backtrack.
gonna plan either I know I'm not gonna make Bravo 5 because that's halfway down. So I'm gonna plan Bravo 3 straight out to the Victor loop into Concourse A, and let me see what gate this thing uses. Have you tried that new Say Intentions ACAR? Well, it's not Say Intentions, but like there's an ACARS thing that'll send you gate assignments and shit.
No, I don't know what that is. What is that?
So it's like it'll send you ACARS messages and stuff during the flight.
Really?
Yeah.
I downloaded the new one, the Relay course. That one's super.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Real ACARS, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I thought it was different than the same attention.
Bravo 3. So we're going to Bravo. This flight went to Bravo 3 today. What's it using tomorrow? What's it doing Turkey Day flying? Bravo 19. I'll probably do Bravo 19. So it'll be Victor Loop. Plan on Victor Loop into Bravo 19. Rotate El Charto. So coming in, Victor Loop, and then they use inboards or outboards. Let's see, Bravo 19's on 3 North, just this side. So ramp 3. So we'll come in Victor Loop to Echo, Fox 3, inbound to 3 North. That's my plan.
Yeah.
All right, so that's good. Fuel prediction, secondary flight plan, copy the active. And what would you do here going into Atlanta? Just set up for 27 left, like
Secondary?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it could.
It's silver. Actually, no, it's wrong. All right. So the top hat is done. Now there's a reverse question mark, isn't there, Inamar? Like, you go up here, you're not doing Jip Whiz Flap 3, come down, landing elevations auto, something like that. I feel like somebody told me, it's like Sheet or somebody told me about the reverse question mark.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that, but yeah.
But that's done. Anything else we need to brief? Did I miss anything? So the box is set. Got 93 at the top of the set.
Are you planning on hand flying?
Yeah, I'm gonna hand fly probably from Posey on the arrival at 8,000. Or Cala, I'll fly from 9,000 down. I'll follow the flight directors until I have a visual with the field. And then hand fly, and then auto brake slow, obviously. So I should tell, like, you want to tell the guy, like, hey, I'm gonna fly this manual, right? Planning on hand flying.
Yeah, just kind of like let him know.
Make him aware, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna have my hands full here.
Yeah.
I like to set my standby altimeter prior. It's 3006. There we go. If I set my actual altimeter while the FS2 crew's running, he's going to think that we're already in the descent and do some other crazy shit. It's good for, like, doing it the same way, I guess, every time, you could say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What we got on distance for you now? Oh, you're catching up. You're only 2.5 behind me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool screenshot.
Huh.
All right, put that one in there. I love how Delta, like, has a plane with all their employees' names on it, and I have some good friends that are on that list, right? Yet they think,
Yeah.
you know, they're not deserving of a contract. Lord forbid. Lord forbid. All right, I'm going to take. All right, now that I didn't miss anything, I will be right back. Hit the head one more time. I did bring down snacks. Delta approved. Comfort Plus snacks. I'm just pissed off about the sim audio. Nobody can hear the sim, but this was more about you and I hanging out and talking. And no questions. I'm not that popular. My name's not V1. Hey, are you gonna come to Flight Sim Expo this year? It's in Providence.
Maybe. I don't know anything about it. I mean, maybe.
I'll send you the links for it. I don't think the registration's open yet, but we got a crew going. Like V1 Simulations is definitely going, and a couple guys from his service. So we're gonna roll deep. And I think my wife's with her sister and mother that weekend, doing something. And I'm good with having the car and rolling deep down there. We're gonna get
Okay.
T-shirts and shit. Hold on, I'll send you the link on right now. Hold on. FS Expo. It's like the end of June. Good time to be in Boston. All right. Back and ready for the descent.
All right.
So I was going to ask you, what's your favorite destination currently? Because you're doing a lot of, I see you overseas a lot on Facebook, living vicariously through
Yeah.
you and all those fun destinations. But what's your favorite, what's been your favorite trip so far? Whether it's food or, or sights or whatever it might be.
I like it's weird. A lot of people don't like London, right? A lot of
Yeah.
people hate it.
Why?
Uh, because we fly so much, but
Oh,
and the
yeah.
van ride is long to the hotel.
Oh, yeah, it's
we
forever.
stay
You're
in
going
downtown London.
right? Yeah. Where do you guys stay?
Yeah. I can't really say in the stream, but
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like
that's
right
right.
in
Yeah,
West Westmont.
So you're smack in the middle. I stayed when I was over there. I stayed at the Hyatt Churchill, and it was a badass hotel.
Yeah.
But you're right downtown, right?
So, but yeah, for me, I like London because I flew for JetBlue virtual, but I also flew for British Airways virtual a lot when I was younger.
Yep.
So for me, and it's Heathrow is like probably the world's best airport for like the different airlines you'll ever see.
Yeah.
And different equipment. So it's pretty cool coming in there, and you like Heathrow is also you descend on vertical speed almost always.
Really?
You never use VNAV going in there.
You wouldn't use VNAV, but you'd use flight level chains of vertical speed.
Just vertical speed. You don't use flight level change either.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, from top of descent almost all the way to the ground, they want you to 1,000 feet a minute.
Huh.
And then usually 500 feet a minute after you leave the hole.
Yeah, it's continuous descent, right?
Yeah.
That's why they tell you like, oh, you got 27 track miles, 27 right, leave Ockham heading such and such.
Yeah, we have a chart and everything, but they tell us don't use a chart, just use the vertical speed 500.
Okay, interesting.
And then as you get closer to the glides, you can see the glides up like 20 miles away.
Yeah.
So then you like kind of cheat and you follow the glide slope down with vertical speed until you're intercept the localizer. So when you intercept the localizer, you should be intercepting glide slope right away.
Yeah.
There's like a
fully
science
established.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask, actually, here's one for you. And this is an Airbus, so it's an Airbus thing, right? So you're supposed to be stabilized at 1,000 feet if you're on an ILS, right?
Yeah.
Stable, engine spooled up, fully configured for landing. How do you do that when they hold you 160 to 4? Because you're only like 4 miles out. You're only going to have, maybe 20 seconds to get to 1,000.
Well, 116 and target is not that off. It's a few seconds away.
Yeah.
And our stabilized criteria is 500 feet.
500.
Yeah, on the speed. So you got to be on speed, but -0 +5 from target at 500, and you just have to be fully configured. Landing check is complete by 1,000.
Okay. Interesting.
So you could still be like really fast at 1,000, as long as you're stable by 500.
All right. Coming up on the down arrow hockey stick, just past Mahoney here. Would you run fixes for this? Like a 10 and a 6 mile ring?
I'm not a big ring person, to be honest with you.
I know Jay is.
Really?
Yep. And with this headwind, I'm going to hold it till it tells me to decelerate, so it goes right into thrust idle. Thrust idle descent. Flight level 12,000 is blue. Seatbelt's coming on, and it's already looking for drag. And here comes the tiger tail. And I better not stream on Discord going into Atlanta on Batson.
Yeah.
Atlanta area traffic, it's Delta 926, just leaving flight level 350, descending down across Aussie 12 and 250 for 26 red. Atlanta traffic.
Traffic.
Speaking of traffic, there you are, my friend. Did you sneak in front of me? You did. So, yeah, just barely. You're right beneath me. And you're slightly in front of me. You're actually, you got red. Monitor vertical TCAS resolution advisory.
Damn it.
I got it. So I'm gonna pull for Mach 7.5 right now.
Yeah, I'll go to A1.
Yep.
Traffic.
Yeah, you're like not even a mile in front of me. I can see you there. I'm going back to Mach 7.5. Coming through 320. Did you start descent yet? No.
No.
Climbing. Vertical speed level off. All right, so this is interesting. Now it's telling me descend. Increase descent. Clear of conflict. And it's just not spooling up speed brake. I had a touch of speed brake out. All right. Mach descent. 0.75. Now you get the traffic. You must get the traffic all the time, right?
Never.
Really?
It's rare one. Yeah.
And not even traffic?
Almost. That's like maybe once a month. Less.
Oh shit.
I did the other day getting vectors into Newark. There was somebody in just doing like steep turns and stuff. Steep, steep turns.
Yeah.
And so we got a monitor vertical speed, and they just said to like level off, which we already going level, so. But it was an RA technically.
Looks like I'm gonna hit my descent path at in about 5 miles, just prior to G-Bake. And I'm gonna keep it to 2. I'm into speed now, so I'm gonna keep it to 290, I guess.
Yeah.
Thrust idle. Do they use 7.5 cylinder? It's all that fancy Polaris stuff, right? That's like primo root, primo, all of it.
Sorry, say it again. I didn't hear you.
I said, did they ever use 7.5s to London? Or is that's like that's going to be like a Shannon and a
No, I've never seen a 7.5 go to London.
it's too premium of a route, right?
Probably not. Yeah. We use our heavy business class in that route.
Yeah. So I got the prog page up. I'm starting to catch up to the descent path. Got about 1,100 feet north. Now you're 2.5 miles in front of me here. They did a nice job on the contrails, I think, here. So what do you think about like MSFS versus, like, you've messed around with 24 a little bit, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I thought 24 was pretty good, but I don't like the curved runway and stuff.
The slope?
The sloped runway.
We had that in 2020 too, some places.
Yeah, but the 2021 was nice. I just flew into Grand Mallorca or whatever it was.
Yeah.
On EasyJet, and it was nice. The one I flew into Munich with that slope runway, and it was like the 330 was like rolling all over the place. I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. On descent path, speed, descent. Now, can I modify this now? I can. So /290. And then I can go back to managed. Hey, look at that. Just looking to get you. Yeah, now you're 5 miles in front of me, which would be about the right separation for this, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
actually put that's in traffic on. No, no, yep, there we go. What's the tower? Free. Tower for 26 rates 19.1, which I have up. I guess they say they want you on VATSIM using CTAF, which for this case would be 19.1. They want you using CTAF after 10,000, or I'll do it after Aussie in this case. Okay, 18.8. So gonna have an approach check coming up. Setting 3006. QNH 3006 set. And checks 17.6 for 12 at Aussie 250. I just got the fuel on board below 6,600 now. Supposed to land with 5.6. Got 6.6. Looks like right now still landing 6.3. Looks like they did a good job with the new temperature simulation on this new update.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the back. In the back, it's hot, and I just turned it down. But it's been fluctuating the whole time. What was I was just gonna ask something about that. What about with the fuel on board? Yeah, EFOB. The hell am I thinking here? 6.3. The drag, right? We were talking about the drag earlier, like that with flap 2 mode reversion.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's what happens when I don't mute my FS2 crew. He just went into flight path angle and fucking heading. Even though the voice thing's trained. So like what when you are configuring, right? And this is what used to scare me the most, right? When you go on an Airbus, when you drop, past flap 2, flap 3, gear down, manage the speed, gear down, flap 2 or flap 3, flap 4 in sequence, right?
Yeah.
That's how I kind of teach people how to do it, I guess, right? So final fix, so like in this case, it's going to be AJ, right? So I'll do 170 to AJ. Right at AJ, I'll manage the speed, drop the gear, flap 3, arm the spoiler, that whole sequence, right? But that's
Yep.
when you feel like on an Airbus, like you almost feel like you're hanging in midair when you do that because it's so
What do you
much
mean?
drag coming out. Like if you're sitting in the back on an A320 or an A321 and they get to the final fix, 1,000 to go checks. When they drop the gear and put the rest of the flaps out, right? Like it literally feels like you're almost standing still in midair for a minute because all that speed, all that energy is bleeding off you, right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean that's kind of rare. Most of my descents I try to make them very smooth where you don't even feel, the flaps or anything coming out.
Nice. That's the way.
Like I go to like vertical speed minus 100, make a really nice gradual descent type of thing. So I slow down that way. That makes any sense.
It does, yeah. Speed out star. Perfect. You're 10 miles in front of me now. And we're setting 9,000.
I love how I can hear the landing lights now.
You can hear them?
Yeah, like just like in real life, you can kind of hear them.
Speed out constraint, descent blue. Land traffic, Delta 926 over Aussie 12250, descending down to 7,000. We'll be transitioning to the ILS or visual 268, excuse me. I did that on CTAF. So I think I'm going to hand fly probably from about where you're at.
Nice.
Approach checklist. 3006 set. On. 1190 feet set. Low armed. Normal. When would the Airbus call for you to have the mode selected to ignition?
It usually does it automatically.
Yeah, like when the flaps are down and shit.
Like yeah, with the IAEs.
Yeah.
I never turbulence. I think is the only time I ever had to go to ignition.
So like
when it's really like moderate severe.
I got a total air temperature of 13 C, static air of plus 1 C. I'm not icing up, am I? Not in this weather, right?
No, no.
It's plus 10, minus 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And visible moisture. There's no moisture right here.
Yeah. What do you think happened to that? What do you think happened to that? What's it called?
That 7-3?
Yeah. Iced up?
I don't know. Maybe.
Looked
It
like
could
a
be,
stall.
but
The wing went over.
yeah, that's the weird thing. They probably got too slow on the approach.
But he was humming in the video though.
Humming?
Yeah, he was coming. He was booting along in that video.
Like coming fast, or what do
Yeah,
you mean?
it looked like he was booting like he was over the ground 950.
Oh wow.
He was 150 ground speed when he actually crashed. And there was a 17 knot headwind pretty much straight. All right, going manual.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That'll be an interesting one to find out.
My aircraft. $9,000 down to 5,000. See, like right where you are, they'd probably cut you. If I was still close to you, they would cut you into like bamboo. See what I'm saying? They would break a heading for you to bamboo.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know. I came here a few times with Endeavor, and they just kept us on. It's kind of like it going to LA.
Just
they clear you for
constant,
the
yeah.
ILS like miles out.
Yeah. All right. India Golf X-ray Zulu.
By the way, another time we pull the speed, I forget. I wanted to tell you this, but if you're managed,
Yeah.
it gives you that leeway of like between, it will
Plus
say
minus,
like,
yeah, the brackets.
yeah, the plus minus. Yeah, ATC hates that. So, like if it's a specific approach, like going into not Chicago, where am I trying to think here? Like Denver, where the transition's 280,
Yep.
you would just pull and go 280, and then just follow the star along and make sure.
You didn't, yeah, okay. Make sure you don't screw up, basically.
Yeah.
So I pulled for 250. Now I'm going to slow to 210 coming out of Posey.
Cabin now. Thank you.
And here's the cabin.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Cabin secure. Approach chart. How much training do you have to do for those special aircrew like authorization required approaches?
Which like here?
Yeah.
It's a sim, basically. You go over it for like an hour or two.
Yeah. Have you done the PRM at San Fran?
No. No, I haven't. No. I feel like every time I go to San Fran, the 2A left was closed or something like that. 2A left was closed, yeah.
So I'm going to extend the box. Do you have the field yet? So I'm in speed descent, coming at 210. Actually, I'm coming at green dot first, which is 216. I've activated the approach phase. 216 is green dot. Pulling the heading. 240 to intercept. Vertical speed down.
See, like today, green dot is like 218.
Mhm.
And the flaps one limitation is 235. Sometimes I've seen it where it's 235, 235, and you're like, what?
Because it's such a heavy.
Yeah, especially when you have like an engine failure, right? You just took off, you're going to London, you have an engine failure.
Yeah.
So in that situation, that's when you would like go to idle for a sec. So you can drop below the protection speed and then go flaps one.
See, like I'm still trying to get down and slow down right now. I don't quite have the field. There we go. There we go. Flaps one. My S speed's like 199. Okay, I'm in the localizer. I literally have full speed breakout, and it's just barely slowing down right now.
Really?
Yep. 1,000 to go, checks. Coming down to 4,000. It's the go around. I do have the field. Lokestar. When traffic, Delta 926 trying to localizer. We are 18 out. Flaps 2. Coming down to 190 for a little bit. I got you just about AJ now.
Yep.
Keep it 180 to AJ. Thousand go checks.
Another way to slow down, people forget, is just drop the gear.
Oh yeah, biggest speed break you got.
Yeah.
Actually, a Delta 321 guy did that. He popped the landing lights. I don't know what their policy is at Delta. Is it 18,000 for landing in
Yeah, it's same thing with United.
18,000? And
Yeah.
then JetBlue is 10. I know that. It's funny how like I know Southwest is also 18. Outstar.
$1,000. Stable. Semester approach altitude. For the line.
Bumpy in here, huh? Oh, that weather just
Yeah.
changed on us too. Let's see if I can get a refresh. $320 at 10 now. Same QNH. Glide star. Brakes in. You know, I have Rex AccuSeason, and I would have thought that it would have been more fall foliage in this Sunbridge right now.
$2,500.
2,500 checks. Line of traffic gets Delta 926 AJ26 right. Gear down. Now you're supposed to wait until the gear's down to call for the flap.
Not really.
Flaps 3.
You can go flaps full with the gear up on the Airbus.
Really?
Yeah.
Flaps 3. Flaps full. Flight director's off. Bird on.
That's another thing I never did. I never used a bird.
Really?
Yeah.
If you put the tail of the bird, it gives you 3 degrees. Like I'm fighting like I'm at 800 feet a minute right now, bouncing around. How realistic is this wind bouncing and the speed arrow, the speed trends going boop, boop, up, down? Landing checklist.
It can happen.
ECAM memo, landing no blue. Landing no blue. Cleared to land. What about ground speed minimum or ground speed mini?
What about it?
Well, like my VAP's 141, and it's kind of holding that. It's probably more like 145 that it's giving me right now with the headwind. I just drifted high a little bit. I'm still on the pappies. 1,000 feet stabilized, missed approach altitude set.
Approaching 26 right.
Like this wind shift just put me above the flight path. You know what I mean? Like above.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Yeah, it can happen.
Like now, see now I'm diving.
500.
I'm diving to get it right now. I'm just at 900 feet a minute. 2 and 2. 2 and 2 is good.
300.
Yeah, I'm working this one right
100
now.
above.
100 above checks.
Minimum.
Continue landing.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Come on. Roll it. That's a roller. Checks.
Four thousand feet
70 knots
remaining.
checks. Looking for Bravo 3. Manual braking.
Did I showed you my video of my last landing at JetBlue?
No.
My passenger recorded it.
Oh, really? I
I-
recorded Scott's landing when we came back. 15
Really?
out of 10, by the way. Dude, he was working that. It was actually Scott's landing in Boston was much like this landing was. Like the pitch wasn't, like the 320s. The 320s sit at like pretty much if you're stabilized and the wind's not crazy, like crazy,
Yeah.
you're anywhere from 2 degrees to 2.5 degrees nose up, right? Like 21 on the other hand comes in more like with this wind, I was coming in like pretty flat, like almost like a Boeing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The landing traffic Delta 926, we're going to take the Victor loop to Bravo 19. No, I have to see that. So, passenger, I got Scott's landing out to send it to you. It's like literally, dude, 15 out of 10, like barely felt it. Like, yeah,
That's how I was.
he knew
Yeah.
he knew I was paying attention. Like, he actually had to pop. That. Do you use the turnoffs on the ground during the day or just at night?
What do you mean?
Ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
the
we
turn.
are
Yeah,
on an
they
active
use
taxiway. We ask that you do remain
auto
seated
times.
until the captain has pulled
GSX for Bravo
until the
19.
aircraft is at the gate. Thank you.
Chasing Alley 3. Follow me. Aiming by Delta. I've been on this Victor loop with what was it, 737-900, and they stopped us on the loop, and it's like an up ramp. Like it took that thing everything in its power to get back up. Like up, it was like screaming. After landing check.
Oh, really?
Off. Yeah, I don't like. So they made this like simplified FS2 crew, like where it used to be, it kind of mirrored JetBlue, and when they did the 2020 stuff, they updated the whole flow, all the flows and stuff.
Mm.
And I use it because I like it. I like having the crew and calling for the flaps and the gear and stuff. But like, dude, on the FS Labs, the FS2 crew guy, he could fly it. All you had to do was keep it straight on the runway, right, and set the thrust, and then take your hand. You know, like the first officer had it. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he would rotate off the, he would rotate the fucking plane, and he would fly it the whole way just by autopilot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the FS Labs has in store for us. Not that I don't. How do you think the Phoenix handles compared to like other Airbus add-ons? Like, how's the handling like
I
from
think
what
Phoenix
you
is
remember?
probably the most realistic.
Okay. Now I was led to believe the crosswind behavior is not quite right, and that's an MSFS limitation.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So it should have done a little something else.
Yeah.
So I had according to this GZAP, which I don't necessarily trust, right? I had minus 194, 1.14 G, which is smiling at me, 136 knot airspeed, 130 knot ground speed. And my VLS, by the way, was 136. So that's like fucking perfect, right?
Yeah.
Nice. We'll see what the rest of the apps say. So I'm going to take Fox. I was supposed to land what I said I was supposed to land. My EFOB was 5.6 exactly. I'm at 5.580. They've got it pretty nailed down on the fuel burn. We should have probably advertised that we were going to do this, like in a couple of Discord channels. I might have got some more questions for you, but my questions, I guess, are good. Yeah, that'll be on there for young kids that, like that's all. That's the only reason. Like, I'm just trying to share my joy of airplanes and aviation, and Airbus, all things Airbus, of course.
True.
I still talk to Dan from VAL. He's a hockey ref now.
Dan Levitt?
Yeah. Dan the man. I don't know if he's still flying or not.
Well, I might log off for a second, take a nap. This jet lag is killing me.
Yeah, I bet. Thanks so much, Idamar. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, bro.
No
Fly
problem.
again soon. Have a happy
Do this
Thanksgiving,
again.
man. Enjoy your trip.
All right, you too.
Wait, are you
All right,
doing
thanks,
Are you doing Turkey Day overseas?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it overseas.
Oh, well, get yourself some turkey then.
Yeah, I sure will.
All right, my man.
All right, see you, bro.
Peace.
All right, bye.
Discord. If I come off Discord, maybe you guys will be able to hear the sim. I don't know what the hell is going on with the sim right now. Where is that all? Discord back. Did it go? It did. Still no audio from the sim. That's very strange. I'll try to work this out. last one on the right here. Before the building. Right at the Sky Club. I'm looking for a 3-minute clock on the APU. Oh, this is gonna be the shittiest parking job ever. Ugh.
Cabin crew disarm doors.
Oh, one of the sun just came up. Take a review. 131.81. Jesus, wrong. Floated it a bit. 0.97 G. Let's see what the approach report says. One 32 pitch 3. Interesting. Interesting.
And for customers issued an infant life vest, please leave it on your seat prior to departing the airplane. You may now use your mobile phones. Please be aware that phone usage is prohibited in the Immigration and Customs Hall. We hope you've enjoyed the pillows, blankets, and bedding during your flight. Please be sure you leave these items on board as you exit the aircraft. As a proud member of the Star Alliance, we thank you for flying the friendly skies. On behalf of Captain Skarsky, we hope you've had a pleasant experience with us today. We look forward to serving you again on another United flight. Thank you.
What? This thing thinks that I'm in a UAL plane? That's insane. Hold on a second. Where's this going? That's DAL? That says DAL on it, but that gave me United. I don't even have United in there. That's interesting. Anyways, the approach report showed, yeah, I don't know about G's, man. So we stable all the way down. Yeah, see, look at 1821. That's not good. Pretty good hand flying all the way down. Actually, that was one of the better ones I've done. Drifted high at 500 again. I don't know why, that always seems to happen. There's the flare command. Too crazy. I was working downhill. Take it back to Boston.